There we go. We're live.
We're live. We made it.
What a cold and snowy Sunday.
That is a good thing. Cold and snowy on a Sunday is perfect. It is the perfect bookish restart for the
Says
week.
the lady who didn't have to leave the house today.
Exactly. The perfect restart to the week.
I wish. I wish. But I'm home now and I'm under my blanket because it's cold in here.
Same. I have my bookish blanket,
And we'll talk about some of those here in a minute.
We will. That's why I made sure to grab it. I'm really excited for this one.
Unless I'm going to shout out Bucky's, which is my blanket. It's a pink Bucky's blanket that Sophie got when we were down in Georgia. But we are here to talk about what's appropriate here. It's holiday gifting time, and you got those bookish lovers in your life that you need to get gifts for, but maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't know what to get them, or maybe you don't want to get them typical gifts. We have decided to come together and talk about some ideas of some things we've seen other people have, some things we own ourselves, and give you ideas for your bookish friends or maybe yourself this season.
I think you hit the nail right on the head. The things to buy ourself, our own bookish gifts.
You're not wrong because that's what most of these are for me, are things that
Yeah.
I have on my list because I don't own them yet.
I think it's fun because you can honestly just, get the stuff that you want when you want it, and it makes you feel better, you know?
Oh, for sure. Because
Yeah.
half of the hobby is really relaxing and getting cozy and comfy and having a good time. It's not necessarily just about the reading. It's not just about the
Mm.
books. It's about the atmosphere and the vibes.
It's all things bookish. It could be anything and everything and even more. I love it.
We're going to start off with some good ideas here, and we're going to end with some of the hot books of the season that everybody's going to be trying to get their hands on. So I say let's just jump right into it.
Let's go. The very first thing, we're going to start off with those audiobook subscriptions. So I'm going to put my favorite one on there, and I have to shout out Everand. Everand is a subscription-based service where you pay for either one or three books a month, and you can actually get credits for the price of one. So I hope they're the same for everyone, but I know as far as like the one credit, I think it's like 12 bucks, and the three credits is like 16 or 17 bucks. And the books on there, I was really surprised. They have just about everything that you're looking for on a book, and you can listen to them as long as your subscription is active.
With those, yeah, so it's like Audible, but instead of
Mhm.
just getting the book and, you get one credit a month for 18 bucks or something like that, you get three. And I actually think regardless of subscription, you get to own those forever.
I'm trying to figure that part out. I think you only have them as long as your membership is active.
I'll have to look into that because I haven't canceled my membership.
Mhm.
So I
Well,
love
see, I'm
Everand.
trying I do this every single year. I'm like, what subscriptions can I just kick? And I have so
Yeah.
many books still that I've got that I haven't read, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I just go ahead and stop the subscription, catch up on the books, and then start over fresh when I read all of those books. But see, I don't know yet, but I don't want to lose them.
Yeah, there's a lot of services out there, and as we all know, there's the big game fish in the pond that we
Mhm.
don't need to shout out. We don't need to shout out Audible. We don't need to shout out. There's some other lesser ones as
Mhm.
well, like audiobooks.com. I've used those
Mhm.
before. Those are great and all, but I think Everand has really cemented themselves in there. They have basically every book you could imagine other than Audible originals or
Yeah.
Audible exclusives. So
Yeah.
I think Everand is just a shot to the moon. I love it.
I love Everand, and I will say that I have not used Audible ever since Everand came out and we made friends because, I mean, 3 books for the price of the same? Like, yeah, I'm gonna go for that one.
I had a bunch of Audible credits left over from I don't know when, but I basically have used them exclusively on Dungeon Crawler Carl books because they are Audible exclusives. So
Mhm.
I think I have one or two left, but I think I have one or two books left to purchase. But yeah, I never looked back. I mean, for the same price, you might as well get three credits. I will say they don't roll over, so pay attention and unlock
Mhm.
your unlocks or they will be gone.
Yes, don't do what we did.
At least like 2 months in a row, I lost them, and I was like, "Oh," I was so
Yeah.
upset.
Mhm. I completely forgot about them. It happens to me too.
Speaking of acknowledging some of the smaller services in the space, I know a lot of people don't know about this one, but it's called Libro FM, Libro FM. And
Mm,
this is actually an audiobook subscription that will help support part of your monthly subscription. It's 1 credit a month, but part of that money goes to a indie bookstore of your choosing. And it's not just like bookshop.org or some of the smaller guys. Like we have Mindfair Books in Oberlin, which is a
mhm.
tiny little 5 and 10 that has books in it. Part of my subscription goes to them. Lakewood has a bunch of bookstores. You can pick some of those. So you really, if you've got your favorite little indie bookstore that you want to support, if they're not already signed
Mhm.
up, reach out to them to say, hey, partner with Libro FM and people can help support you. And I don't know the percentage that goes to them, but it part of the money does go to them. And I think that's a fantastic way to get an audiobook and support a bookstore at the same time.
I definitely agree. I mean, these independent stores don't get as much love as they really should, and being able to offer that service is amazing.
Oh, completely. And,
Mhm.
I mean, there are great places, especially this time of year. What is it? It's Small Business Saturday, and really any reason you have to get out there and go into some of the smaller indie bookshops if you've got a book lover or if you're a book lover yourself. And if nothing else,
Yeah.
buy a bookmark, buy a tote
Yeah.
bag, buy something to help
Buy
support them
something.
through this time.
Mhm. My favorite is for those little like the independent stores is when they have the blind date with the books. I think they have the best blind date with the books in those stores, so just saying.
Get burned on Blind Date with a book every single time I get it. It's always a
I
book
love
I have.
it. I've never run into that problem yet where it's something that I have. It might not be something that I read. That's the problem I come into. It's not something that I always read.
We'll get into
Mhm.
Blind Date with a book here in a second as well, but um
Yes.
so those are your audiobook recommendations, but there's also book subscription boxes, which there's a
Mhm.
myriad of those out there. I was actually looking for new ones recently because part of me is like, do I need to switch it up and give some love somewhere else? So we decided to throw some of the big guys on there, but also a couple other recommendations. So I'll let you kick it off.
Absolutely. So, book of the month, probably one of the most popular book box subscriptions right now. This was actually my first year using Book of the Month, and I think I actually started in January. It's every month is different. You're going to have great books that you're looking for, and you're going to have some books that you've never heard of. And my favorite, you can get books early before they're even released. So for this one, you're able to get one book a month. I think it's like $15, $16 a month. You might have to help
I
me
think
with
it's
that one.
fifteen
I
ninety
think it's
nine.
okay. I must say it's $15 or $16 a month. I just let it just run its course. But $15 a month, and you're able to pick one book after you reach a certain status. Like I think it's the friend status you get to. Once you get there, then you're able to actually add more books on for less of the amount. So it's a great way to get new hardcover books for much less, usually half off than what you can get them from the store. And I love the fact that as a friend status that I have currently, I'm not Caleb's best friend status, right? But I am able to add on books for like, I think it's $5 or $6 where I can actually add on a book and I can add up to five of them. I wouldn't add that many, but I can add up to five in a box, which is even more exciting because books are expensive, so if I can get them for 15, $16 or $5 a piece, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, they allow the add-ons there, and I recommend going back there. They are specific editions, so they are hardcover
Mhm,
books, but you're not always going to get the flashy thing. It's a book of the month wrap on the
mhm,
dust jacket,
yeah,
but you can get the book, which is what matters, everybody. You can get the
mhm,
book for $5 to $10 as an add-on, and I have some backlisted books that I wanted to collect in instead of hunting them
Mhm.
down at a half price books or something, and maybe the condition's not great. I
Mhm.
bought Blake Crouch's, oh, it's right here.
Must say I probably
Dark
have a
Matter.
book of the month one by me.
I got The
That
Dark
looks
Matter by
really
Blake
good.
Crouch, and it was a birthday add-on, so I got it for free.
That's even better when you can get the books for free. So I don't have the birthday add-on yet. I'm gonna see if it comes around. But
You
I
will
will
when
have to
you hit
say,
12 months, you'll be a BFF and you'll get a free birthday gift.
oh man, all right. So I'm not there yet. But I will say that I am very proud. I actually earned the Book Boss badge. So I get a free gift in January, and I'm so excited for it.
I actually just hit it. I don't usually go back on and rate my books, and
Mhm.
I didn't even know about it until you did that. But yeah,
It's so
it's a
easy.
fun
You
little
just
thing.
go. It is, and I'm so excited. So maybe I can, parade my gift next month.
Not to mention, they have the cutest damn hats that come out seasonally. I
Yes,
think they do a couple rounds a year. Oh boy, she got one laying there.
I do, but I can't reach it.
Okay, fair.
It was sitting next to me earlier, and that's what I had moved because I'm like, I don't like the shadows. So I'm like, "Oh, let me go ahead." And now I could have picked
That's
it up and
funny.
had it, but they do have the best hats. Mine is absolutely the Born to Read Books, Forced to Read Emails. That's my favorite.
Yep. And they even started getting some, those are some like the old school vintage baseball caps, but they started
Mhm.
getting beanies. So you can get
You
a
know it's
beanie
in my
this year.
list. You know it's in my list already. It's just in the box waiting for January to hit. So as soon as those books load, I'm checking out.
I love it. I love bookish
Yes.
stuff.
Mhm.
My book subscription box, I looked into quite a few of them. A lot of them are very specific. There's a dime a dozen for romance, girlies out
Mhm.
there. There's so many dark romance and regular romance and all these things, and they're cute.
You
They
know
can
how I
get a
feel
little
about
pricey.
that.
I know. But there's also a lot of YA book boxes, which I highly
Mhm.
recommend for the young adult in your life. They are also tend to be focused on romance and like romance.
Mhm.
I needed one that was more up my alley. So
Mhm.
I went with Aardvark, which is a book subscription box that has kind of, they tend to be darker books. I noticed that usually there's almost always one horror book, if not two, sometimes three to
Mhm.
pick from. There's also usually more than five books. I think there can be seven or eight. They do dark fantasy books, they do thrillers and mysteries. There's still romance and general fiction in there every once in a while, but the
Mhm.
majority of the books are a little bit darker and they seem to be more up my alley. The price
Okay.
is, I want to say, the same as a book of the month, right around that $15 range.
Mhm.
One book a month, and I think it's a fantastic option if you're looking for something. Maybe book of the month hasn't been hitting for you because they tend to be on the lighter side with the romance and general fiction and historical fiction. They love a historical fiction.
I love historical fiction.
If you are looking for something a little bit more edgy, I'd say Aardvark once a month book box is the option for you. Again, there
Mhm.
are a myriad of them out there, but these are the two that I know we personally use.
Yeah, and I haven't used it, but I've been thinking about it because I love a gorgeous book. I do. But I think it's called Fairy Loot. Is that what it's called? I think it's the
Fairy
Fairy
Loot,
Loot box.
the books are absolutely gorgeous, but I do think Fairy Loot is completely YA fantasy.
But their books
There's
are
also
gorgeous.
maybe that Fairy Loot might not be it. Maybe that's the fantasy focused one. A
Mhm.
Crate might be the this also just like Fairy Loot, gorgeous special edition covers. That one might be the
Mhm.
YA, or it might not be. It might be UK based, so we might not be able to get it here. But there are
Okay.
they definitely have some of the prettiest covers.
That's why I'm like, see, that's where I'm at. If I purchase a book, I want it to be like one of those gorgeous covered book ones or something. I
See,
think that's the path I'm
I
taking.
love them, but I'm so scared because I want to read the book if I own it, even though I do
Mhm.
mostly audiobooks, but I'm scared. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm going to get it dirty. I'm going to scuff it up. And I spent all that money on that special edition. So I will wait to buy my special editions until after I've read like a library copy
Oh
or
my goodness.
something like that. I don't want to open
No.
it. It just, Looks
No,
pretty up
read
there.
them, read them. That's what they're
I
there
can't do
for.
it.
It makes I do it because it's like, you know what? I got a special edition book and, it's pretty, so why not? I'm gonna go ahead and read that special edition book because I worked hard to get it.
See, that's a shelf trophy for me. I put that up there and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so proud I read that book. I love that edition." Not
Mhm.
cracking it open.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see. All right. So
Woohoo!
now we've talked about book boxes and audiobook subscriptions, but I think we got to give some love to the be all end all personalized item space. I don't even know what to call it, but it's Etsy. It's a great place to go to get things that are handmade or they're not, mass produced by giant corporations and all that junk. It's
They're
the people like
unique.
you and me.
They're
They're very
unique.
unique.
I love Etsy. I think Etsy needs more love. I get lost in Etsy a lot, not just for book stuff, all kinds of stuff.
It's like the Pinterest of crafting. Everybody
Mhm.
goes on Pinterest to get ideas and stuff. Well, Etsy is where you go to actually get tangible gifts for people.
Yes, absolutely. And I say one of the best things about the Etsy space is that there's a lot of blind date with the books on there. And that's what I'm like. I would say I use those more, but also like random bookish gifts that you're looking for. There's a lot of people that make customized like e-reader cases that you can find on there. And it's not just one that looks something like this, for example. It'll be like junk. They call them junk ones, and they have like all kinds of little cute things on the front, Kindle inserts, all kinds of stuff. Be careful and spend hours and hours on it like I can.
For people who maybe don't know what blind date with a book, explain what that is.
So, a blind date with a book is where you get to pick a theme. Okay, so there's all kinds of different ones. Some people make them into boxes where you can get a blind date with the book box and it comes with a special book and it'll have like tea, snacks. You usually get like annotation tabs, like little bookish stuff inside as far as for a box. Some people even go as far to add like a cup or a mug or a journal. But the book itself is usually wrapped in some kind of paper. I've seen it as creative as old newspaper. I've seen it as simple as just plain paper. But the key to it is that they actually add little knickknacks to it. So you'll have stickers. Some people even add embossments to it, the old time ink stamps, that kind of stuff. It's just very creative, and I always say go with what goes with your eye. But they have some that are just for like dark romance. You'll have some that are historical fiction. That's my baby. You'll also have some that are like just thriller themed. And it's honestly where you just go and you pick the type of book that you want, and then the seller gets to decide what book you get, which is even more exciting because it's really a blind date where you can decide, well, it's Saturday night. I don't have anything to do. I'm going to cuddle up with a book and you open it up. And some of them even have them like spa kits. So you can have like the little eye puff things. I don't know what they're called, but you can have little eye puff things and have like a face mask and like they're just very creative and very unique. I think it is one of the best gifts that you can get anyone or even yourself. I do it.
So the concept is you don't know what the book is, but that's really what all book boxes are usually. So obviously book of the month and stuff we pick from a selection, but
Mhm.
there's 1,000 Etsy stores that offer blind date with a book, which will just give you the general like synopsis, or maybe it'll just say like dark romance. He's a billionaire. She's a, I
Mhm.
don't know, barista, something stupid. And that's all you have to go off of. And some of
Yeah.
them are general book boxes where they give you a personalized recommendation. So I say I pick horror, and
Mhm.
they take their time and they curate the box with all the different gifts and all the different things that go along with it. But they also take the time to say, let me look at this guy's Goodreads or Fable or something, make sure he doesn't
Mhm.
have this, and try and find a book that's similar to some of the things that he's liked in the past. And that alone is probably one of the best gifts anybody can get a book lover because
Yeah.
getting a personalized recommendation and then loving that book, I've got a
Mhm.
lot of personalized recommendations. I've used a lot of services in the past.
Mhm.
Never get a book that I love. Okay. So if I can find somebody who actually takes the time to give me something that I'm going to love, man, that would be so cool.
That's awesome. I just love it, and especially right now, people are really having sales going on, being that it is gift giving time. So definitely, I recommend downloading that Etsy app, man. I recommend it because it's even stuff that's not bookish. You know, it's you can get what is the thing like the pottery gifts, the mugs and
Yep.
vases, just all kinds of stuff. I know it's supposed to be bookish. I'm sorry. I can't help
No, I
it.
think
I love
a lot
Etsy.
of those things go really well together. One thing I will say is this episode is coming out a couple weeks before Christmas. Bear in
Mhm.
mind, these are people and their shops get busy around the holiday times and they're just people using
Yeah.
regular old shipping supplies. So it might not get
Mhm.
to you by Christmas. Hopefully you can find somebody who's got overnight or next day or quick turnarounds on shipping, but pay
Yeah.
attention to shipping times, pay attention to prices, but go out there and
Yes.
support all the people.
Absolutely. There's so much good stuff on there. My goodness.
Well, let's talk about what else we can find on Etsy because I think this list of bookish items that we're going to talk about here in a second, these are just perfect little add-ons, stocking stuffer kind of thing for a book lover in
Mhm.
your life that I think Etsy is just wrought with these things. Don't go to Walmart and get something. Go to your indie bookstore, go to Etsy, go to whatever you got around and give
Mhm.
love there. Don't go to Amazon to buy these things. With the exception
I
that
will say
obviously some of the big things like e-readers and stuff, you gotta do that.
yes, I will say one of my favorite things to do is to go on Etsy and just type in bookish gifts. And by doing so, it literally comes up with so many different things. Just looking right now, there's a necklace, there is a book embosser. So if you want to have your
Yeah,
own
that
personal
one,
embosser,
I want an embosser or they have ink stamps. So you can say like, "This book belongs to," and you can have it personalized with your name, and then you just stamp the book.
yes.
Or the embosser is really cool because it will literally print
Yeah.
the page.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
So Caleb's saying that he wants an embosser for his
I
books.
just told you I don't wanna mess my books up. I don't wanna touch them, but it is a
You're
cool
like,
idea.
nope. It is very cool. Some other things are on here that are very popular. People have 3D printers. So a lot of things right now that are big are like bookends and their dragons. Because you know the whole fourth wing
Yeah.
stuff. But everybody's like into dragons and they're putting them on their bookshelves. What else am I supposed to be talking about for books? Because I want to buy stuff now.
Look at you. You done went off
It's like
script.
add to cart, add to cart.
Bookmarks, they have such cool, unique bookmarks. I know my friend Kayla on, BookTube, her mom has a, Etsy shop, and she makes these, they're, like, metal connected, and they have rocks that are, like, wrapped in metal, and they use
Mm-hmm.
those as bookmarks,
Oh,
magnetic bookmarks, and
okay.
book lights, which
Totes.
yeah, tote bags is a big thing. Book
Mm-hmm.
lights, I wanna go back. There's this one that you can wear, and then you can aim it down. Because I don't like a clip-on book light.
Yeah, it's just too
It's kind of a pain
weird.
in the butt,
Mhm,
and the light's never right where I need it because 'cause I'm blind.
mhm,
So, like, I want one of the ones that you wear and you just aim it there, and then you
uh-huh.
can read your book and not disturb your significant other.
You mean you don't want the one that sticks on the top of your head?
No, I don't wanna look like I'm spelunking while I'm reading my book. Though, I
There's
mean, if it
there
works,
is
it
one
works.
there is one that's actually like a like, not glass, but, like, it looks like a piece of
Yeah,
glass, and you
and
actually
you
put
slide
it
it in,
on yeah, you actually just put it on your book, and it actually, like, makes everything all light, and then I mean, I think it would be probably a nuisance because you gotta pick it up every time you turn the page and then put it back. I don't
and then
think
you
I
gotta
would
flip
like
it over
that.
if you're on the left page, on the right page.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, the lights don't look and I'm OCD. I can't read in
Mhm,
the sunlight because if like there's a tree and there's like shadows going on my book,
mhm.
forget it. I need it to be all like even with the light. So that
Mhm.
one didn't look super even, but I think it's a really cool idea. It also kind of magnified for us blind folks. It kind of
Mhm.
magnified the words, which was kind of
Yes.
nice.
That is nice. Another thing that we didn't touch on, which is a huge thing that people go to Etsy, is like hoodies and sweatshirts and things that you can actually wear that are bookish. So that's a huge space. I mean,
Yeah, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and beanies like we talked about
hmm
for specific book series that you like, or funny little sayings like your read
hmm
emails and books hat.
I should have
Some other
never
things
opened
there.
Etsy. I should have never opened it. I need to delete it from my phone.
No, you
I
need
just
to
want
buy
to go
yourself a
add,
gift for
add,
Christmas.
add, add.
I saw something. We were at Books A Million last night, or yeah, last night? Yeah, we had date night,
hmm
and, we went into Books A Million even though we had no business being in there. They had these book covers that are like
hmm
they're almost like quilted, and you can put your book in there and clasp it, and then you can, like,
hmm
carry it around with you. They have, like, shoulder things, or you could just
Uh-huh.
carry it, but it's protected, so you're not scuffing up the sides or ripping the end paper, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I want that so bad.
You want one of those, huh?
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun.
But see, I don't carry my physical books though. So that's the only thing. Like for me, I have my Kindle and my Kindle goes everywhere with me because I feel like if I have to take a physical book with me and I have to take like my work computer and my iPad and my purse, like it just adds another something to carry. But I
Sounds
definitely
like you
stick with
need to
my
get rid
Kindle.
of all that other stuff and just take the book. I don't know why you need your work laptop. Just quit and
Oh.
read books.
If I find
Isn't
something
that the
that pays
dream?
enough, absolutely.
I'm with you.
If I can make a decent living, absolutely, I totally would.
We talked about a couple other items that tend to get included in like book boxes. These are great gifts for book lovers, like
Mhm.
candles and socks. I am a sucker for a sock.
Oh
I
my
love
goodness.
thick, warm, fuzzy, cozy socks that
Yes.
have book
Mhm.
things on them. Or I have one pair of socks that says I like spooky books.
Okay.
Loved those. We bought those when we were in New York, and
Mhm.
a couple other things. So I love kooky socks. I just love socks. They're so cute.
I love the ones that have like so one, a lot of people don't like them, but I love them. Toe socks. I love
No,
toe socks.
you're a psychopath. I I'm not putting my toes in individual things. That freaks me
But
out.
they
My
are
son
just
loves them.
I love toe socks, and they usually come in the most craziest, like, colors and
That
themes and
is
all kinds of
a
stuff.
sensory nightmare. I do not need that in
You're
my
like,
life.
"Absolutely not." I love them, and especially if you can get them like, really soft, like the really fuzzy, soft ones. Oh my goodness, yes.
You had
I
me at
love them.
socks, you lost me at toe socks, but, to each their own.
And then with the little grippers on the bottom too, like, with the where you
The old people socks, I
Yes!
love because
They're so
I
great.
don't wanna wear slippers. That's the whole point of the
No.
socks. So, yeah, get the sticky ones.
Yeah, with the little gripper things on them or whatever. They're
Yeah.
so great.
Blankets and pillows. They've got, like, throw blankets, which you have one right there.
Yes.
Emily got some personalized gifts from family the last couple years. It's like just a girl and her books or something like that, and
Mhm.
it had her name on it. And those are cute little ideas for decorating or just cozying up on the couch during the winter.
I would say not just the winter. I'm all year round because I love to be with my blanket, even in the summertime, because you got the air conditioning on and the house is usually cold, at least for me. So I got to have my blanket all year round. I know.
I like
Hoodies and
it.
blankets all year round.
Emily was helping me come up with a list of unique things, and she came up with, they have a lot of different options for TBR jars. We don't do those, but I've been thinking about it for
I
next
think we
year.
should. I think we totally should
And just like pick
because
one.
yeah, because what I'm finding is that I don't have a TBR jar, but I have like a shelf. And it's like, okay, I know I want to get this shelf done, but I'll pick up a book on it and I'll start reading and I'm like, "No, this isn't fitting my mood." And I put it back and I don't pick it back up. So maybe if I have a jar, maybe my
Then you
brain will
have
think
to
that
read
I
it.
have to. Right, like, maybe my brain thinks I have to read it, but then the mood hits and I still am not gonna read it.
I don't know if we can be held to it. I've tried it a couple times in the past.
Mhm,
I don't know if I will hold to it, but it is something interested I'm think about, and they sell a range of different things. And of course, you could just go pick up a hurricane, from
mhm.
at home or, some Pier 1 imports if you want to spend $38 on it. But, just get a jar and you can do cute little things with the papers. I've seen a lot of people do prompts instead of individual books. And so it'll be like, read a book that's been on your shelf for more than a year. And then you go and you get to kind of feel like you get to pick something, go, well, this would be fun. And then you go with that.
I have an idea.
Oh, boy.
What if we did a challenge, like our own challenge for the year where we make prompts or something for us to get through for the next year? You're like, "No, I
A
don't
friend of
like
ours
it."
does that. No, I like it. A friend of ours does, Kayla, who I've already mentioned now.
Mhm.
She does call the Buzzword Readathon, and
Ooh.
she has 12 words,
Mhm.
and those words might be literal. It has to have the word beast in the title, or it might be like celestial words like moon,
Mhm.
sun, star, sky.
Mhm.
And then she has ones that might need to be picture related, like
Okay.
food, and it just have to have food on the cover or something like that. So I wouldn't be
Cool.
against a 12-month prompt kind of thing.
I think that might be kinda cool.
It would be
We'll have to
great
pencil that one.
if we can make it relate to books that we already own instead of new books, because I want to read my backlist books this year.
It could be the books that we already have. Or if you don't have it, you can get it from the library, but you can't buy a new one.
That's fair,
Mm?
but yeah, we
'Cause
can
you
talk about
listen to
that.
all
I
your
think
books
that'd be fun.
anyways. I know I went on a
I
tangent. I'm
do.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
I
I
think
like
that's
it.
awesome. Okay, so for next year, we're totally gonna do that. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna come up with prompts or words that we wanna use, and we're gonna do
Well,
that
we'll
for
have to
next year.
announce that 2 episodes from now when we're in our 2026 era. I can't believe it's
Oh
almost
my
2026.
goodness. I had some madness. I
It's
feel like we
crazy,
still have, like, 2 more months to get through, not 2 weeks. Like, well,
right?
not 2 weeks, 2 episodes, I would say. It's pretty much almost 2, 3 weeks. I can't believe
It's
it.
it's only 3 weeks, yeah. I
Mhm,
mean, 3 weeks, it'll be the 28th. Yeah, that'll be the end of the month.
mhm. Yikes.
I digress.
Alright, back to
There's a
gifts.
couple other, like, more I don't know, I'm gonna say bigger items. I a book lover will always take a Billy bookshelf from IKEA. Let me tell you, bookshelves can get
Mhm.
expensive, but IKEA
They
has
are.
the best bookshelf and the best price. You can get a Billy bookshelf, which is 6 shelves,
Mhm.
70 or 80 inches tall, and it's only 80 bucks. That's a really good
Only?
price.
Only?
Go on Wayfair. Hop over on Wayfair real quick and look at how expensive bookshelves are.
I mean, that is a really I think I'm more so that the shelf is that tall. I don't
I
know.
love a
I don't
tall 80, 90 inch. I don't want no little short
know.
sucker.
I like
They
the
do
little
also have the
shorter
shorter
ones.
versions of it, which are
See,
only
I
like
like
30 or
the
40 bucks.
yeah, I like the shorter ones because I don't know, like, I'm already short, so me trying to reach to the very top of the shelf to get a book, that's just
How are
like a
you ever going to
disaster
have a
waiting to happen
library with the rolling ladder if you don't have tall shelves?
because I would not have a library with a rolling ladder. I'm clumsy. That's like asking for
Oh my
broken
gosh.
bones.
That's every reader's dream. I just want a library.
Mhm.
They say that you have to have 1,000 books in your personal collection for it to be a personal library. That doesn't count
It is so
because
close.
one mistake in coding at Amazon and all your books are gone.
I'll say it.
I'm just saying.
I
I'm
can't
a
I don't know.
physical book buyer on bargain, so I don't know if I'm ever going to
Yeah.
get to 1,000.
I like to shop around for the books, and I like to buy my books with a meaning now. Like, I remember when I first started getting back into reading books, I was like, "I'm going to Barnes& and Noble, and I'm buying all the buy one, get ones, and I'm having stacks and I'm going out. And I'm like, perfect example. Wayward was one of the books that I bought when I started reading again. And I just read it this year. It sat on my
That's
shelf for
okay.
what? Almost 3 years. That's not
I had
okay.
several books on my shelf for 4 or 5 years, but after you read them, if you don't get
Hmm.
rid of them, guess what? They're gonna sit there for another 60 years if you don't ever get rid of them.
No, I plan on getting rid of these books that I don't want because I literally was just buying books because I wanted to buy them. And now it's like, okay, now I have these books and they need to go somewhere. Like they need to get out of my house.
I am torn because I don't reread books very
Hmm.
often, if at all. Part of me is holding on to these books so that I can recommend them and gift them to other people, let them borrow them, let my kids read them when they get older. But part
Hmm.
of me is like, do I just need to donate these books so that it can get into the hands of someone who's never read the book or who is
Hmm.
going to reread them 100 times or something? But
Hmm.
I tend to only buy the books that I really enjoyed, 4 or 5 star book read. If it's a
Hmm.
1, 2, 3 star, I tend to get rid of those.
So my thought process is that I either donate to the library, but what I found that I really want to start doing, and I just have to find some around here, but free libraries. I want to start putting my books into a free library and also nursing homes. There
Yeah.
are so many places that need books. Like I
Oh, they
think of
would
some of the
love
nursing
your
homes.
books because they were all there during the times that your books are set.
Not true. Very funny.
Just saying.
No, but I do definitely want to start donating some of these books, putting them in free libraries, donating to nursing homes, things like that. Because I mean, the books that I have, they're not terrible. But it's just
Yeah.
that I don't want to put them on my shelf. Like I have to make room for more books that I maybe want to get. So I don't know. We'll see what I come up with for next year. It's definitely something that's in the back of my mind on some kind of project on what I'm going to do to repurpose these books that I no longer want.
Well, make sure you let us know what you're doing, throw it up on the socials so that everybody knows where to go get your books when you give
Absolutely.
them.
Because my books are good. I do have good books.
We're done here. That was the bookish items.
Yes.
Something that came across when I was talking about gift ideas was not necessarily something that relates to reading itself, but maybe
Mhm.
something you do that's another cozy kind of hobby, or maybe you do it while you're listening to audiobook or something like
Mhm.
that. So I know you have a couple bookish hobbies. I've started looking for my bookish hobby, when
Mhm.
going down a tangent. So what's your
Yes.
go-to bookish hobby?
Everything.
You do try a lot.
I I do definitely. So currently, my bookish hobby right now is really playing my Switch. So I have found that I really, really, really love Disney Dreamlight Valley. So a lot of times I listen to a story, and when you're playing Disney Dreamlight, it's like, what is the game everybody? I don't want to say Animal Crossing because I
Animal
don't know.
Crossing.
I don't know if it's the same, but you have like these different missions
Stardew
you carry
Valley
out.
and Animal Crossing and that get thrown into
Okay.
the same category as like
Okay.
cozy little games.
Okay. I definitely do the cozy gaming. So I'm really big on Disney Dreamlight Valley. And I also like to play No Man's Sky and Hogwarts. So those are like my three games that I play. And also, I am at heart, and so I'm saying at heart because I haven't quite figured it out where I make something meaningful yet, but knitting and crocheting. So give me some needles and I'm going to make a hodgepodge of something. I don't know what it's going to be or what it's going to look like, if anything, but I have this one super long rope that I have for when I was trying to teach myself how to crochet. And I mean, I got the basic stitch down, but now I have to add the next stitch to it and make it into something. So those are really my big two. I mean, looking at this list, I have a little bit of everything on there. So I'm going to let you add some.
I feel like would you be into cross stitching?
Probably.
I feel like I like cross stitching as an idea because at the end you've got the little thing and it like says something or it's a picture of something.
Hmm.
And I feel like that would be really cute for like bookish things.
I could
Make
probably
a
give it a
bookish
try.
thing or something. That'd be cute.
I totally wanna do the granny square thing, so that's where I'm at currently. I wanna learn how to do some granny squares because I could just imagine me making, like a bookish blanket or a bookish throw or something where I have all these different granny squares that I've made, and you just sew them together and for a year or whatever, and there you have your blanket of all the books that you've read.
Your quilt, yeah, that's really
Mhm.
cool. I think that'd be really cute.
I just have
I
to
have been going
get
down
there.
I feel you. I've been going down the I started with puzzles.
Mhm,
I love a puzzle. I think sometimes with the kind of books I'm reading, they maybe are a little more mentally involved. So
mhm.
I have been struggling with puzzles because I kind of have to use my brain there. And I don't even know. I don't know if I'm left brain, right brain, no brain, but whatever it is, I can't do both things.
Not no-brained.
So I feel like I need to find a really simple puzzle that's, like, not going to take a bunch of, like, really deep thought and listen to
Mhm,
my book, but I've been doing coloring books. I bought a coloring book, and my daughter loves to color, and,
mhm,
she was so proud when I went to the store and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this coloring book." It's an adult coloring book,
mhm.
and we handed it to the girl at Walmart, and she was like, "That's my dad's book. He's going to start coloring." And she was
I
so
love
proud
that.
of it.
I
And,
love
so we've
that.
been coloring together, and she'll come steal a page out of my book that I bought for
Mhm,
myself and go and
mhm.
color it and bring it back, and she comments
You
on
know,
mine, and it's really cute.
it's really something with coloring because I had a moment where I too was getting coloring books and coloring. Only thing is I moved away from it a little bit because Ham always wanted to color with me. So it's like not coloring his own book, but coloring what I'm
Yeah,
coloring
dude, the
at the
page
same
you're
time.
working on, yeah.
Yes, and I'm like, "But this is not working." So I did take a step
No.
away from it, but I think coloring is one of the most simple pleasures that we can have as adults because think about it, it's treating your inner child necessarily because when we were kids, what did we do? We colored. We colored everything. Whether you colored in the lines or you colored outside of the lines, you colored
All
everything.
out the line.
Yes, you colored everything. And then to return back to that, it's just like that pleasure because you're like, I don't have to do anything but sit here and color. And it is so great. I love it.
This is somebody who, if you have ever watched Larry Reads on YouTube,
Mhm.
Larissa is just incredible. She's on TikTok, she's on Instagram. She's
Mhm.
hilarious, and
She's
you will
awesome.
literally puke laughing. She colors, and she will absolutely make you feel like you should never color again in your fucking life because she breaks out the ruler, and so she colored this little book, and they were watching TV and sitting on the couch. She made the
Mhm.
lines so it looked like the light from the TV was shining on the characters, and I was like, "I can't stand you," because I'm
Like
over here
how would you
trying to
I
figure
would
out
never
the
be able
different
to do that.
colors in green.
Uh-huh.
No.
Oh
She
wow.
has
No, I
very
don't
high-end
get
markers and some other stuff, but
mhm. Well, that's a thing right now. So you have like your coloring TikTok and stuff now. And so like you have like your bookish talk and you have your, like all the different kinds of TikToks. There's actually one for coloring. And people will go live and they have their setup and they just sit there and talk and color the whole time. I'm
that's
telling you.
crazy. But I would watch
And
it.
I'm about to say
It's
that's why
very
you don't have
relaxing.
TikTok.
That is why I don't have TikTok, because I get wrapped up in it. It's my Etsy. But yeah, coloring, and recently we've discovered so, like, paint by number, but it's
Hmm.
diamond painting with these little
Yes.
you get a little tool and you click it, and then you
Like
click
the
it into
little
place.
rhinestones.
It's like bedazzling a picture, and I wanna
Hmm.
try that because I feel like I can't mess that up.
I have a feeling that those little beads would be everywhere, and just like it reminds me of glitter. You put glitter on something and glitter is everywhere. If I have those gems or those little gems or whatever them things are called, they will be all over the house and I will lose my mind. I know it. It would
I
happen.
I still wanna get a little set and try it out. Emily's wanted to try it for a while, so I think we're gonna get a set, and maybe that'll be my new hobby. But I think these are great ideas for somebody who's maybe new to reading, or maybe they're just they have these hobbies. Give them
Mhm.
something like this that supports their hobby. And because, just remember when we're spending money on our hobbies and on books, it could be drugs, guys. So just support our habits, the healthy ones.
Exactly. I told my husband that day because he was like, "You getting all these books?" And, I was having, like, like, the books that I wanted were coming out, and I would do, like, a
Yeah.
Target order, and I would sneak a book in there, and he's like, "You order another book?" And I'm like, "Hey, could be drugs, man, alright? It's just a book. It's just a book."
I'm
It's
with
just how
you.
I just snuck it in there. He's like, "This is supposed to be a grocery order." And I'm like, "Books are groceries. They're necessities."
That's a perfect segue to go to our last segment in which we're going to talk about a couple items, a couple hot books this season that we've probably
Yes.
already mentioned 1,000 times all year, but
Mhm.
some books that if you've got somebody who you don't know anything about this person, that sister-in-law or that, your stepdaughter that you're trying to figure out, just look at this list. If you got a general knowledge of kind of the books they like, I think you can find
Mhm.
something to order for them here if they don't already own it. You never know.
Exactly, exactly.
So
So
I'm
we'll
gonna let you
start.
do the romance and romantasy section because I don't want it.
Why? I don't want it either. I think I'm burnt out on them though. I think I'm burnt out on them though. So for romance and romantasy, well, technically the only thing you have is romantasy. Alchemize, which is a dark, I think it's like more of like a dark fantasy book. Everyone is saying that it's a retelling and a fan fiction. It's not. It's its own story. It's a big thick book, about thousand something pages, but however, it has one of the most popular talks, I guess I would say, segments everywhere about this book, Alchemized. Next, you have Brimstone, which just came out, I think, probably about a month ago. It was in November when it came out. And it's actually book two of Quicksilver, which had all of the rant and rave and everything. And then, of course, Onyx Storm. I mean, hello, book three for the Imperium series. And it's by Rebecca Yarros. It is winning everything all over the place. It has taken everyone by storm because, you think you're getting fantasy when it's really romantasy. But the storyline is definitely good. All of these are on my list for some time. I'm taking a very much needed romantasy break, except for Brimstone. Sorry. I did not enjoy Quicksilver. I'm more than likely not going to enjoy Brimstone, but I will be reading Alchemized and Onyx Storm.
I will say Brimstone came out, so the Quicksilver book had
Mm-hmm.
a very unique original cover. I didn't really like it. It was giving
Mm-mm.
AI. Well, I think that's when it was either self-published or small publishing company. So
Mhm.
now it's got picked up by one of the big guys.
Yeah.
So Brimstone's cover is absolutely sickeningly gorgeous.
Mhm.
And I love the black, and then the lettering is almost like black outlined with like an
With the
orange,
orange
like
and the
fire. They redid Quicksilver's cover and it's like silver frost.
mhm.
It's so pretty. And I don't
It
have
depends
any
on the
interest to read these
version of
books,
it.
but I want to buy it.
Don't buy it. Don't do it.
Emily's going to buy it. I think Emily's going to read the series. She DNF'd it as a soft DNF, but
Mhm.
she's now interested again. So she might be
I
picking it up.
might I might have to give it a try with her. But I mean, it's just like at the time when I was listening to it, it was a part in the book where it's like multiple different voices for the audio. So it's like it would say something and then it would
Uh,
echo like 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, "No, what is going on?" I didn't like it. And that's the moment where I put the book down. I made it to like 60%. It's definitely got some chili peppers in there though, letting you know that.
yeah, the covers are really pretty. I definitely
They
think
are.
great kudos to the marketing department because that's a great cover. So if
Mhm,
nothing else, if you're just walking through the bookstore, it's going to catch your eye. You don't know anything about
mhm.
the person you're buying it for. You better hope they like spicy books.
It would be hilarious if Emily bought you the series for those just because you said they were pretty. That would be
She
hilarious.
better not. I gave her a specific list. By the way, my books are so freaking expensive because I want the special editions of all the Sanderson books,
Mhm.
the leather bounds. So I'm going to be
Okay.
collecting those until the day I die. Each
I
book's
didn't
about
know they had leather
$150.
ones. My goodness.
Yeah.
That's That's
And
madness.
the big guys, like The Way of Kings and stuff, they kept coming
Mhm.
2 books because 'cause they're so big. But I digress. I'm gonna take on sci-fi fantasy. Sci-fi fantasy is my thing, and I've read all of these. Project Hail Mary in the sci-fi space by oh,
Andy Weir, you're welcome.
thank you, by Andy Weir. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir has a movie coming out with Ryan Gosling, so it's hot again. You're gonna find
Mhm.
a bunch of those tacky. I hate the like movie adaptation covers. I hate
Mhm.
them. Get the original one or get some other special edition. Don't get the Netflix or the movie adaptation covers. They're ugly. But
Yeah, I don't like
Project
those.
Hail Mary is worth it. It's a 6-star read for me. Please pick it up.
Mhm.
But be prepared. You have to love sci-fi to really read this book.
Mhm.
And then there's so many cool additions coming out of this as well because it's had a resurgence. And I think a
Mhm.
lot of TikTok discovered Red Rising this year by
Yes, they
Pierce
did.
Brown. And I'm one of those people that discovered it
Me
this year.
too.
And I really enjoyed it. I
I'll
think
be reading book 2
a lot of
sometime
people
soon.
have a lot of people have issues with the first book, but they said once you read book 2, you'll understand why everybody's hooked. So I'll be
Mhm.
going on to that one as well. So,
Good.
if you know they love it, just buy them the whole series. Do
Mhm.
them a favor.
Yep, just buy them all.
Another hot book that I think came in second place in the Goodreads Choice Awards is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. I read it this year. It is very high academic fantasy, but
Mhm.
it was a gorgeously written book. So it's very hot on your fantasy list for this year. If you've got a very nuanced fantasy reader that likes to read the more thought provoking books, definitely pick that one up.
Do you have
And then of
that one?
course, yeah,
You do? Like the fancy new one with the bindings and stuff? No, you didn't
nope.
get that one?
I
Okay.
got the I got the ARC version that's not really arcy.
Mhm.
It doesn't have any notes on it that says ARC on it, but I can tell that it's the ARC version of it. But I got it
Okay.
because I did the book trip review.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Um, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab was our Goodreads
Masterpiece.
choice winner for
Mhm.
fantasy, and I cannot even understand it, y'all.
It was
It
a
beat out
masterpiece.
some incredible books that I can't even believe. It didn't even just like it beat
Mhm.
Catabasis was second place, 87,000 votes, 102,000 votes for Bury Our Bones. It wasn't even
Mhm.
close.
Nope. Blew it out.
My God. It was up against Sanderson. It was up against The Strength of the Few. It was just up against some really great books, and it won out. And while it wasn't my personal favorite, Schwab
Mhm.
is an absolutely incredible writer, and you can't go wrong.
Absolutely.
And then lastly is the whole series for Dungeon Crawler Carl. They're being republished right now with some new covers, but this is for that young, quirky, whimsical kind of humorous fantasy lover. It's not high fantasy. It's a literary RPG. It's so funny and it doesn't take itself seriously. And it's great for that fantasy readers, in your life that is looking for something different because you're not going to find too much out there in this space right now. So you can't go wrong with Dungeon Crawler Carl. There are like 7 books, but book 1 will kick off a whole myriad of love for this whole series and they'll be hooked from book 1. What do you have on this list that you want to talk about?
So right now there's a lot of I was actually looking for legit romance books because there were none on there.
Because I
But
don't
I
want to put
don't
fake skating on here. That one in the romance section. Nobody, what is that book?
I don't know, but some of the books that I was gonna highlight because they are very popular. I mean, romantasy and romance are 2 very different books, like 2 very different genres.
Agreed.
So, I feel like we have to put romance on there because there are definitely some romance girlies. So some of the most popular ones, I'm going to add in unscripted, of course, Deep In, which is by Ali Hazelwood. That book got a lot of rave. Caleb's like, "Absolutely not." I don't read these books, but I know that they're very popular because I spend a lot of my time researching different books. The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood, that is another book. Also, let's see, romance-wise, we didn't put any Emily Henry books on there. So a lot of her books
Correct.
are very big. Caleb's like, "Oh gosh, she's totally unscripted right now." I am.
She won.
And
She won romance
she
section this
did.
year.
She did. And then I'm also going to add in because she's very popular. I haven't read any of her books yet, but Megan Quinn, and of course, because it's Christmas time, there's a book called Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal.
Yeah. See, I'm not gonna. So I wrote the list. I see these books. I watch Larry. Larry's like a big romance reader. These books
Hmm.
sound so absolutely terrible to me.
Yeah.
They don't even
But we
register.
have to
Like I don't want.
but
I
we
don't.
definitely we have to give some romance. So even though we don't really lean towards those, we I did want to add some in there. And then I completely forgot brain, freeze fart moment. But the Boys of Toman series, that is a really huge series going on right now. So that's like the what is it? The what's gonna bother
Binding
me?
13.
Yes, Finding 13, Taming whatever number, Chasing whatever, all of those different ones. That is also
Yeah.
a huge series right now in that space by Chloe Wash.
Emily wanted to. We seen it at Books a Million. It was in the bargain section, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Are you gonna get it?" And she didn't end up getting it.
Mhm.
And I don't know why, but because it wasn't actually bargain. Somebody sat it in the bargain section, so it
Somebody
was full
put it
price.
there. Okay.
But she was because we can't find it at our local libraries or
Mhm.
anything.
Mhm.
So it is a beloved series, The Boys of Tommen, and it's
Mhm.
just it's romance, and my mind can't wrap it's my little feeble mind around the romance books. Just don't. I
I
don't know what they
mean,
are.
the romance books that I read are not usually the mainstream ones that everyone is just all about at the moment. My romance books are a little bit different, but I mean, this is what a lot of people like, so we do have to make sure that we, put some of them on there. I do want to go to young adult. I only have like one really big young adult book right now, and that would have to be Sunrise on the Reaping. That book is really it's one of the Hunger Game books, and it is definitely a really well talked about book right now for the young adult space. I can't think of anything else young adult on the top of my mind though that would be on there.
There were a lot of the young adult books are starting to bleed together, and again, I'm not in that space anymore.
Mhm.
They're starting to have really similar covers, and so they're hard to tell apart, and they're pretty
Yeah.
covers, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the books in that space are tending to bleed together. But Sunrise and the Reaping, with the movie coming out next year, has a lot of hype around
Mhm.
it, so it's always a
That's
great
exciting.
addition, especially if somebody's been collecting the books in the series. Yeah, it's a great time to buy that one.
Another buzzworthy one right now going on, even though it's not young adult, is the book that I recently just reviewed, Ayana Gray's I Medusa. That book is really getting a lot of talk right now. So that would definitely be a great hot book for
Is
this
that a
season.
YA book or is that an adult book?
It is definitely an adult book, but so
Okay.
apparently it's Ayana Gray's first adult book, but a lot of people are saying that it still reads very YA. And I will say that it is it has adult themes, but it reads very easy like a YA book, if that makes sense. Usually with the adult books, it takes a little bit more time to really dig in and, get set into the
Yeah.
book. For
It's
I,
not in your
Medusa,
face kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I, Medusa, I definitely enjoyed that one, and it is buzzworthy everywhere. It was a very easy read and very unique as well because you get the whole image of her life and not just her as a monster. It was pretty good.
Yeah, Emily is obsessed with it. She wants it for Christmas, so we'll see if she's been good and Santa brings it to her or not. But she's obsessed with it. It's a pretty cover.
It's
She
maybe right here.
absolutely. And you didn't get an art copy of it either. You got the real copy.
Yeah, I got the real copy. Yeah.
Ah, so jealous.
And of course, it's just randomly just sitting here next to me.
Because that's where all your books are.
Yeah, maybe.
The last couple sections here, I'm going to do our mystery thriller, and then I'll let you
Mhm.
finish it up with fiction, but Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. Holly Jackson writes YA primarily. Well, this is
Mhm.
a adult thriller, and everybody loves it. I enjoyed some of Holly Jackson's YA, so I am interested to pick that one up. In addition, speaking of movies coming out, December 19th has The Housemaid coming out. So it's made a resurgence, and I think it's going to be my first Frida McFadden. I'm going to read and then watch the movie. So I will be checking it out this year, but you can't go wrong for a mystery thriller lover with that one. You could pick up a million books by Frida McFadden that were probably all published this year, but go with The Housemaid. Everybody seems to love
You
that one.
just had to add that in there.
I got to get it in. And
I
then
love it.
horror, my section, A Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix won the
Mhm.
Goodreads Choice Awards. Surprised the hell out of me, let me tell you. It was really good. I gave it like 4.5 stars. So highly recommend that for that horror lover in your life. It gets kind of gross, but if they like horror, they're used to it. And then my choice for horror book of the year, which was Buffalo Hunter Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. Can't go
Mhm.
wrong. If you've got a horror lover in your life, it's Native Americans, it's vampires, it's historical fiction. I mean, it is a hell of a time. It's a great book. So for the horror people in your life, get them those gross books that they're gonna love.
I am not a horror lover. I can't do it. I can't do it.
And then I'll let you finish it out with your fiction picks for the year. This is just general fiction or
Yes,
slash
general
historical,
fiction.
a little bit of both.
I actually didn't put any. I mean, yeah, they could touch on historical. So the first one, because I'm looking at it, I'm gonna add Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. That is a book that is getting a lot of buzz right now. Also, I'm gonna save, that one for last because it's getting a lot of rave too. But we have My Friends by Frederick Bachman. That book just came out recently, I believe this year as far as summer. We also have my favorite book of 2024. It was released, I think it was released last year. I don't quite remember, but however, it was my favorite book of last year. And it's The Women by Kristen Hanna. I would say if you are looking for a great fiction book, you cannot go wrong with Kristen Hanna books, especially if you're getting the book for, a lady. They definitely they're really good books as far as to read. And then last but not least, we have Atmosphere. Atmosphere took so many, like, I'm just gonna call it trophies this year in all the spaces. I know it was Target's Book of the Year, something with Goodreads that they took. I don't remember the exact category, but there's
It
something in Goodreads.
won the historical fiction category.
Okay. I want to say I know there's so many different categories that it's one for. So those would have to be my go-to for the fiction reads. My friends will be actually read here soon because I love a good fiction book, and I would say I definitely tapped my toe into fiction, definitely more so this year.
I think in terms of giving some awards out this year, in our final episode for the year, we'll be looking back at the best and the brightest, and maybe not the best and the brightest of our reading for 2025.
Just say the worst
And
books of
I think we need
2025.
to give no, not all worst. I had a lot of wins. I read a lot of books,
Uh-huh.
so I think we should give out a book club pick of the year. Don't you?
Now that would actually be pretty interesting because I liked a lot that you didn't
Right?
like, and you liked a lot that I didn't like.
We'll have to put a
Very
poll out
interesting.
there for maybe the top 5 books that we, think, and let our
Mhm.
book club vote on that and see who they pick, because I know who
I
I would
like
pick,
that.
as our best book of the year.
Of course. Of course. I I mean, I
So,
think everybody would probably pick the same book, but
I hope so. Let's hope. But we'll be putting that
yes.
out here in the next couple weeks, and we'll talk about that in our next episode. I like that idea. That's gonna be fun.
You have to write it down so we don't forget because, we like to come up with
I will.
ideas and then we forget them and it's like, "Oh crap, what was we were supposed to have again?"
Unfortunately, I know that's how we work, but, yeah, so that's what we have for this year. I'm sorry, for this
Mhm.
episode. bookish gifts, hot books, book hobbies, and subscription boxes and other fun things on Etsy. I love it. It was so much fun to just kind of go through and explore this kind of themed episode there. It's perfect for the holiday time. Really,
Mhm.
anytime. Buy me a present anytime you want. I'm
Yes.
for it.
We didn't say what we would want off of our list, the one thing we'd want for our Christmas gift.
That was my whole list. Every single thing on there was what
You
I
just
want.
said everything. Okay. All right, well, that works. He wants everything on the list.
I always want everything on the list. What I'm really hoping to get this year, I really like to start collecting some of the books that I'm from the series that I'm obsessed with. I know we just talked about how you're not really into buying
Mhm.
books, but I really want to start to get some of the like series that I'm really interested in. I managed to find the first 4 books in Murderbot at a Goodwill
Mm,
bookstore for super cheap. So I'm trying to find and collect all my top series and keep those on my shelves.
that's actually pretty decent. I like that. That's a good goal. Me, however, you can just
What's
get
your
me
go-to
candles.
gift?
Mine would be candles and hoodies. I love smell goods,
Candles.
candles and hoodies.
Okay.
Yep, I love me some smell goods, and it's nothing like lighting a candle and reading a book.
That's really interesting. So there's a candle called like fresh printed book or something like that.
Mhm.
It's supposed to give you that first when you crack open a new book, that smell.
I
I
wouldn't like
found
that.
it so funny. Let me tell you why I wouldn't like that. If I walk into a bookstore, I instantly have to use the restroom. And there's a study that goes around, and it's this there was a Japanese study, and the scent of freshly printed books, the paper,
Mhm.
can elicit that in like 80% of people that they then have to go to the restroom.
Oh, that's
Isn't
weird.
that crazy?
That is weird.
Yeah, libraries, bookstores,
Hmm.
anything that has a lot of paper and like the smell. Yeah, I'm instantly like, all right, I'll be back. I gotta go to the restroom. So
That
weird.
is really weird. I wonder why. That's just so weird.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're
I'll have
like,
to
"I
find a
don't
study and
know."
send it to you. It's one of those weird,
Mhm.
gross, quirky things that I have in my trivia brain. But yeah, whenever that comes up, Emily always makes fun of me because I'll be like collecting books when we're at the bookstore and I'm like, hey, hold these. I'll be back.
Yeah, it's like, "Alright, deuces, I'll be right back. Hold the books." That is so awesome. You have to send me that
Exactly.
study because I like to read, different things like that. It's just weird. It's just different. This was good. I
It's so
enjoyed this
weird.
episode. Now you made me, like, wanna go and
Yeah, it was
spend
chill.
money.
I love it.
You made me wanna go spend money. Now I need to go buy stuff. And I already have Etsy on my phone now,
I
so now
will
I'm gonna have to go and buy stuff.
I'll give Quan a warning, like, hey, sorry, you might be going broke because she's got Etsy back on her phone.
Gonna be buying all the things. Like, "Ooh, look at that book."
But just remember, you're supporting small businesses, and that's what matters.
Exactly. That
And you're
is
getting books.
definitely what matters. Yes. I do think I need a couple more blind date with
Oh,
the books, so it's been a while. This was awesome.
I didn't even go like all in. I want to get a book binding press so that I can make my own covers for books. That's what I want to do.
That would actually be kinda cool
They're
too.
not expensive.
I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm not gonna do it. I still have to pull out my Cricut because I have mugs sitting around the house that I need to actually put in my mug press, and I still haven't done it yet. So,
Oh, that'd be cool.
yes, Cricut stuff is cool. Maybe you might wanna add that to your hobby list.
We have a Cricut downstairs that's never been used. It's
So
been
there
here for
you
4 years.
go. So there you go. You have to use your Cricut. I can help you with that because I used to do a lot of stuff on my Cricut, and I will return back to it. So you heard it, guys. Caleb is
Oh
gonna be,
boy.
making all kinds of stuff with his Cricut here soon.
Cricut Master. Yeah. That'd be
Absolutely.
fun. I think trying new things is fun.
It is. Wait until you get a mug press. You're gonna have cups everywhere.
Oh my gosh. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end this episode. It was a lot of fun. We're nearing the end of the year. We still got a lot in store for season 2. We're only halfway there. So
Oh my goodness, yes.
look forward to the new year and more that to come.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm going to have you sign off. And until next time.
Happy reading. Bye.